more because it's wobbling. But just wanted to come on and chit chat with you guys. Um, I see along the horizon um, the signs. I can see. I've been doing this thing for Bible prophecy for off and on for 30 years, at least 25 years, and I can see it. Okay, when I took my kids to a family reunion um, back in 2016, uh, we started driving along, and I was able to see um, the city from a distance. And we were coming from Spokane, Washington, going all the way down to Atlanta. So that's from one part of the United States to the next. And we're driving close to Atlanta and we see the signs. And so, 200 miles to Atlanta, 75 miles to Atlanta, 50 miles to Atlanta. And finally you get to Atlanta and you see the buildings on the horizon. Of course, I've been to Atlanta before. So what does this have to do with Bible prophecy? Is that we live in a time right now I can see things happening. I just don't know the distance to where we at now to where we have to go, but I can see it coming. And a lot of watchmen who are much more influential than I am, because I just didn't do many videos, especially on YouTube. Um, you can see, that a lot of the brothers and sisters are agreeing that we are in perilous times. We are in the times that Jesus talked about. We are in the times that Paul talked about, that Peter talked about, that Timothy talked about. That perilous times shall come in the last days. I like to encourage you brothers and sisters who are out there watching for the Lord's return to hang in there. Keep your head up because Jesus is coming back soon. And you see the build up to cashless society. I mean, you see the build up to war in the Middle East with Israel and its neighbors. You see the um, politicians and famous scholars are trying to bring about a new world order. You see these things happening, and you just say to yourself, it can't be too much more time left. And I see it happening when they say, well, if you don't get the shot, you can't buy or sell. You see it happening when they attest writing certain, ID, national ID, or purchasing systems. You see it where you know that they're talking about building the third temple and the ashes of the red heifer, and you just see it. You see it amongst your school system. If you got kids and you see the school system, you see um, you see how they are trying to influence your church and to think a certain way. I mean, you see it in academia, you see it in music, you see it in Hollywood. Even the movies try to give us, you know, hints of what's coming. Especially now with the UFOs. Now they're saying that there are UFOs out there, I mean, a lot of us in the Christian, you know, watchers, we knew that UFOs would eventually be the excuse of the strong delusion. But it's been obvious that they're like, oh, we're going to make it. We're going to put it out there that UFOs is part of the scope of things. That's why we got Space Force. We got Space Force, and we're going to investigate space. I was watching a movie. I think it's a '90s movie, a Bible prophecy. There's like, what happened to the Christians? What happened to the Christians? They were abducted, or the world was ready to chase off its schisms, and the church is the schisms. We will escape. That's what Jesus says. Pray that you can escape. It's an escape mechanism. It's an escape. Every family should have an escape plan for fire. Every building should have an escape plan for fire. Every paramedic or fire department should have the jaws of life to cut somebody out of the car so just before it explodes. Oh, let's leave them in there when it explodes. That's better that way. Say, well, you being sarcastic, Phil? No, I'm not being sarcastic. I'm saying that when people say, well, you believe in a rapture, you just want to escape. Okay. Uh, yeah. Yeah, that would be the right way. That'll be the way to think. I can't tell right now. I see the types and shadows. I'm not going to lie to you. I believe that when Christ returns, it'll be in the fall for his church. It'll be fall, summer time to frame. And the reason why I say fall, summer is because this year, um, the Feast of Trumpets is in the summer. And it's on September 7th and 8th. Am I saying it's this year? No, I'm not. I'm saying I can't tell. I really can't. I can't. I've been studying Bible prophecy off and on for 30 years, 25 years at the most, and at the least. And I tell you right now, as we sit here, I don't know. And here's why. Jesus said to the disciples, he says, just in the days of Noah, and this was found in Matthew 24, 24, 25. He said, just in the days of Noah, man, we were eating and drinking and giving in marriage. He said nothing about wars and rumors of wars, but he did say that in Matthew 24, verses 1 through 8. So, on one hand, we're living normal, everybody's carrying on business as usual. And then on the other hand, there's war, and there's a possibility that nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, which is a worldwide conflict. So I don't know what's coming. I can't see it. I mean, I can't see how close it is. Is it this year, or is it next year? Is it another year? Because we've been in this situation. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but we've been in this situation before, where we're like thinking it's now, and it wasn't. It's not now. It's later. What does my gut tell me? My gut tells me it's now. Not because I want my gut to tell me it's now, because I just feel like something ain't right. Something is going to happen in the near future, right over the horizon, where um, business is going to be as usual. People are going to be taking their kids to preschool. People are going to be going into work. People are going to be riding the subway, and people are going to be riding the train. and just business as usual. People going to be starting businesses. People going to have interviews that morning, and Christ will come back for his people. This video is important to me because I'm letting you know that at this point, July 12th, 13th, whatever date it is, 14th, I can't tell what's happening. I can tell, I know it's close. I know that the trumpet sounds are going to sound. I just don't know if it's this year or next year or the year after next. You say, well, but I thought he's coming back. That means he's coming back like you thinking he's coming back like tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know. But I can say this, it's going to catch people by surprise. So just because we say we don't know, I don't know for sure, doesn't mean he's not going to come back now. And that's the surprise because nobody knows, nobody's going to see it coming. Christians are going to see the day approaching, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the day can be another 24 months. We can see it coming. It doesn't mean that it's not going to be another 4 months. We can see it coming. We see it coming. We just don't have all the picture, the pull. You say you take, you know what a picture, a puzzle is going to look like because you look on the box and you see the pieces. But you start putting it together and you see it coming to fruition as you build this puzzle. But if you didn't have the picture of the on the box, but somebody told you that it's a lion with a little boy, then you can see it coming together. But that doesn't mean you know exactly what the picture is. I mean, hopefully I'm making some sense. So I guess I should fill you in that I am a firm believer that the Feast of Trumpets or the Fall Feast will play a big pivotal role in the coming of the Lord, his rapture of the church and his second coming is going to play a pivotal point. And as I see things, I say, well, if it doesn't happen this fall, it has to go all the way back around again. And some people believe that, that first of all, picking a day is against God's rules, which is not. That's why he told you in Colossians to if someone thinks, try to make a fool of you because you're doing the feast, don't let them do that to you. Because Jesus on his first coming hung on a cross on Passover, put him in a tomb on unleavened bread, rose from the dead on first fruit, and the church was formed on Pentecost. Likewise, when Jesus Christ gets ready to come back in the fall, he's going to come back, or the summer, fall. He's going to come back for his church. And then the second coming is going to be on a white horse with 10,000 of his saints. And that's going to happen on the Feast of Yom Kippur. Okay. And then Tabernacles is when he tabernacles with the people. And he comes here to reign and rule and live here with us. So, with that being said, as I project that if he doesn't come back this fall, then he has to come back next fall. It won't be any other day. I don't say anything bad about people who believe that he'll come on, Passover, Pentecost, but I am a firm believer that he will come back on the Feast of Trumpets, whatever year it is. That's why I'm telling you guys, I don't, and I've heard other watchmen say this. I was watching Brother Tyler and Brother Chad yesterday, and they were like, "We see it, but we're not. We don't. I mean, we see it, it's a possibility. We see it, and he can come back at any moment. But at the same time, it could be further away. And I'm not trying to bust anybody's bubble. I'm just saying I don't. I. It's a possibility it can happen this year. Big possibility, huge possibility, and I want it to happen. Please, Lord. Um, and I see everything. I see everything coming to fruition. I see everything coming into play. I see the new world order. I see how it can happen overnight. How it's just a normal day. Everybody go to work. Everybody doing their business as usual. And boom, the rapture happened. No wars, no nothing. It just happens. And then I can see how they can build up their infrastructure really quickly. Because look how quick they did it for the COVID, for this thing that we have now. I accidentally said it. Look how fast they did it. Look how fast they're setting up infrastructure all over the place. Matter of fact, I was just watching a a article, or not an article, a video of how grocery stores are putting a stash away, and that affects the bottom line. It affects not having the merchandise, so they putting it, stashing it away. I mean, it's so much stuff happening right now. You just look up and know that Christ is coming back. That's amazing to me. That Jesus is going to come back and bring in everlasting peace, the peace that people, you know, talk about all the time. It's just, you know, have all these peace slogans, and you know, and they talk about put away the nuclear weapons, and you know, they even got in the UN, that saying. I think it's where is that? Talking about take your sword and bash it, but y'all know what I'm saying. They got a sign outside, and let. Dang, what is that saying? And where is it? What book? And it's a peace slogan, and pruning hooks take your. I mean, I don't know what to say, but the world is fake. It's so fake. It's as fake as a $2 bill. You see those commercials where they talk. Let us be together and work as one, and we're in this together, and just like, man, make me want to throw up. Just we're not. The Bible says that most people will be cold. The love of many will wax cold. So to me, it's when you see these movie stars and actors and singers, and they're on these telethons. They had one for Indian yesterday. They had Alicia Keys on there. They had some people on there singing, and I'm like, man, this makes me want to puke. And I goes back to Roosevelt saying, and nothing in politics happened by accident. If it happens, it was planned that way. And you notice that they're always running drills when something horrific happens. They're always running drills. Why is that? We used to ask ourselves that question. Why do they run drills when there's a specific? I'm trying not to say it. When there's a event in a school or something, um, well, they were running drills that day. Yeah, I bet they were running drills that day. I think the rapture of the church probably will be a drill. If you really want to be funny, this is what I do stupid stuff like this every year. I've been doing stuff like this for 11, 10 years. But if you really want to do something real unique, this is what I do. I say, I look in the search engine on Google and I say, is Russia running any drills? Where is Russia running drills? And I do it in the fall because y'all know how I feel about the fall, the fall feast. So when Ezekiel's at 30 and 39 happens, I guarantee you it'll be in the fall. I'm not a prophet, but I can put two and two together. You can look up, and I know this is far fetched. Look up government faking alien invasion, and you can guarantee you that, and y'all know how I feel. Every fall, like I could pick the Rapture. Y'all probably want to kill me. Let me. If I could, I believe that the rapture of the church will happen on the Feast of Trumpets. I can take the next 10 Feast of Trumpets and guarantee you that the rapture is one of those days. Y'all guys, your date setting. No, I'm not, because I'm not telling you what date it is. I'm just saying I'm guaranteeing you that one of those dates is the rapture of the church. I could go back 2,000 years ago. Give me a time machine. Anybody got a time machine? Give me a time machine just before I can walk past like the disciples. I'll just walk past the disciples. And I can guarantee you that he's going to die on the cross on Pentecost. You just don't know what year. And I don't know how long he's going to be here. So what are you talking about, Phil? I don't know how long Jesus is going to be here. Is he going to? Because is there any mathematical numbers that say how long he was going to minister? I don't know. Maybe the number 3 meant something. I don't know. But I guess what I'm saying is God is not, he's not the, he's calculable. Look at me and you. Look at our DNA. Look at the world. Look at humans. We're calculable. You know, calculable means we can build things. We can calculate. You know, I'm looking over here right now over a house that they're working on right across the street, and the guy's up on on his ladder, and he's I don't know what he's doing, fixing something. Anyway, he probably needed some measurements. That's how we are. We're calculable. And I think God is calculated when he was coming back before the foundation of the earth. He already knew it. He already knew, okay, here's 7 feasts. We're going to, or here's 7,000 years. Oh, don't say that. Shh, shh. Don't say 7. He made the earth in 6 days and rested on the 7th. That's no good. He did that in a million years. You know, they don't want you to believe in a 6-day, creation theory. They want you to believe in a million-year creation theory. So that'll mess your whole eschatology up. Because then you could say, well, okay, so if he made the earth in 6 days and rested on the 7th, what if he gives us 6,000 years and then rests on the 7,000th year? Then I don't want you to do that because that's too simple. And then Peter says it. Second Peter chapter 3. And the day to the Lord is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is a day. It even says it in Psalms 90. But wait a minute. The Bible wasn't made until the 1500, year 500. Or what was the Bible? What was the actual Bible made? Was it 1,200 or 1,600? I don't know. But when the printing press made the Bible, then everybody got Bibles in their house. Right now, everybody got Bibles in their house. But did you really need a Bible? You could just say, okay, Adam and Eve taught me that God made the world in 6 days, the rest of the 7. Then they told Abraham that. Who else got it after that? Who was the ones that wrote Genesis? Was it Abraham or Moses? So I don't know who made the. I don't know. I don't know what that person said. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here because I can't control anything, and if people start saying crazy stuff, I can't really do nothing about it. All right, I say see y'all later. God bless.